to our channel for more real talk about moving to Ghana, West Africa. And today we're going to be looking at what to expect with some hard lessons, especially about what to expect in relationships. So please remember to subscribe. It's free, painless, and only going to get so much better. Thank you very much for your support, and let's get straight into it. Testing. So we are here, not in Ghana.
If only.
Obviously, yeah. And I'm here with my good friend Akua, and I'll let her introduce herself.
Hello everybody, my name is Akua, and online I'm known as the local dressmaker, and I also have an online show called Fire from the Sun. And I've been back in the UK from Ghana for 6 years now, and hopefully making my way back quite soon.
So today we'll be talking about moving to Ghana and what to expect when we get there. Okay, so what's the first thing you think, Akua?
Well, I think the first thing to do if you're leaving the UK or anywhere to go to Ghana, some of the things that you're going to need kind of structurally that's going to help you. So you really need to think about the fact that electricity supply in Ghana is not completely constant, and when the lights do come back on, there can be power surges. So it's really important to get the most powerful device that you can that deals with that fluctuation in power. I don't know if it's called something different in America compared to the UK. Yeah, so I would also take really a pretty decent sized generator. You can buy good ones in Ghana. You might even be better off buying one in Ghana rather than shipping one over there. It's really important to just have that generator as well. If you can even maybe move towards getting some solar panels, just so that power wise you really can just get on with what you need to get on with when you want to do it. Okay, so once in Ghana, I think one of the first things that you need to look at, probably even before you leave or while you're there, is attitude. If you're in Ghana and your attitude is, I've come to Africa to help, you're probably going to come unstuck.
Wow, that is... Oh my goodness, yeah, that's the number one reason a lot of people think they want to go to Ghana.
Yeah.
So why is that then?
Because I think we forget that when we live in Europe or America, we forget that we're living in the colonizers' countries, and the colonizers' countries means that we've been given an idea in our head that Africa is really poor and Africa needs a lot of help. They don't realize that this is actually part of the story of taking over a place. So we go back still with the colonizer's attitude, I'm there to help, not remembering that everything we know in the West was learnt from Africa in the beginning. And when you go back with that colonizer's attitude of I am there to help, can you imagine if somebody came to visit you in your home that you've made look the way you want it to look, and they want to help?
Yeah, that's interesting. But what about the attitude of people when you're in Ghana, because they expect that people coming over will be coming to help?
Right. I think you can never control somebody else's attitude, but you can always 100% control yourself. And I found that when I was living in Ghana, I was given this advice by somebody that all Africans, and especially Ghanians, want to work for themselves. We're not naturally people who want to work for other people. When you understand that going in, then you can go in with an attitude of enabling, not helping, but enabling everybody who you're going to work with to become self-employed. I found that I did not suffer a lot of the stuff that other foreigners moving back to Ghana suffer in terms of theft, in terms of not being able to trust people. I was able to leave my business months at a time in the hands of my apprentices, and they made more money than I did when I was there. And that was really because of just looking at everything in Ghana from the point of view of learning, rather than I'm coming in with something to teach anybody.
So how did you manage that? Did you make them partners in the business?
No. How I did it was, if you were a tailor and you started with me, then I introduced you to the man I would buy my sewing machines from, and I had a deal with him that my workers could buy a sewing machine, an industrial sewing machine, off him and pay it off monthly at the same price as the start. And he did that with my tailors. I had another deal with them that when they didn't want to work for me anymore, I would help them to get a kiosk so they could start their own business, and then they would start sewing for me from their own kiosk. So they then gave me a price and I helped them towards finishing paying for their kiosk. And I found that this was just a brilliant way to work, and it made for very strong friendships. And my old apprentice, I haven't had a business in Ghana for 6 years, and we still speak almost weekly.
So they felt that you weren't taking advantage of them, and that you were helping them to advance.
Absolutely. And they helped me to advance, and if things had been different and I'd left a business that especially my apprentice could have looked after, it would still be going today.
Interesting.
Another thing about attitude when in Africa, I think, is to really, really adopt the attitude of learning and listening. Because you are in a different country, and you'll meet so many expats like yourself who don't have that attitude, and if you're not careful, you'll fall down their trap. And you've just got to give yourself a length of time. I'm giving myself a year to just listen and learn from the people who live in this place, and you'll be exposed to so many opportunities if you do that. But I think a lot of people get unstuck because they go in thinking they know everything. And also they go in and they say things like, but why don't you do it this way? Wrong sentence. Wrong sentence. It's, how do you do it then? Because I would have people building things for me or whatever, and we could never understand each other. But another person, British, moved back to Ghana, was the one who said to me, don't keep telling people how you want it. Ask them, how would you do it? Once you can understand how they think about things, you will find the right language to use. But when you're trying to make them understand you, it's like kind of going to France and speaking with French people and insisting they speak back to you in English. It's not going to work. You need to humble yourself when you move back home or back to Africa. Humble yourself, learn how things already work, and then your creativity that you're coming with will be an advantage for you, rather than trying to get people to behave like where you've come from. And I think a thing to mention as well that surprised me, because I have so many family in Ghana, actually is the loneliness that can also come. I found it quite hard to make friends in Ghana, especially female friends of Ghanaians. Ghanaian women are really busy with their families, and it's also a culture that for below, I would say, the upper classes, there's not a lot of going to people's houses just like that. It's not that kind of a culture. So that was quite interesting. And as somebody who had their own business, I didn't even have a job where you would automatically suddenly have a group of people. So, but thank goodness there are plenty of associations in Ghana. There is probably not a job that does not have an association attached to it in Ghana. So join associations. I was in about 4 different craft makers, women in business, whatever associations. And that's where I got to make lasting female friends. So if you're a woman moving back, find the associations, join them, and you will find your tribe.
Yes, and anything about relationships?
Yes, well, the only thing about there's two things about relationships. So if you're a single woman, I'm going to talk about single woman and then married man.
Brilliant.
So if you're a single woman and you move back to Ghana, do expect a lot of attention and also be discerning. I think we cannot play around. The truth is you are a walk-in foreign passport and you also are a promise to a better life, whether that's true or not. So I think it is a situation where you've got to be kind of aware of your class in that society, and you really have to be honest with yourself, because if you're probably middle class, it's actually quite hard to meet middle class available men, because a lot of people get married when they're young. So if you're not young, if you're above, let's say 35, there's not that many single middle class men. But you can find other men who are of the lower class, and then you've just got to be realistic about what that can actually mean, financially, resources wise. You've just got to have your head screwed on, because there's a lot of fit men. There's a lot. So just if your head gets turned, that's your problem.
What about for the men?
Yes, so for the men who go to Ghana and you meet that lovely, lovely lady and you get married and you have the traditional wedding, and you know that you give cloth to the mother-in-law and some money to the father-in-law and some money to her brothers and sisters, that's ongoing.
It's not just for one day.
It was not a one-time event. And it's normal if somebody marries well. So you're not having somebody taking advantage of you. It is expected. And if you are lucky enough to get to know some Ghanaian men, you will see how much they do for their extended family. But you should do it within your means. And you need to be able to be honest also about your means. It's normal in Ghana for somebody to dash the street cleaner that they pass every day at 10 cities, at 20 cities. It's not normal for us. It's not something we do, but it's worth looking at what other people do, because these are all the people who also help you in times of need. And I have seen this in Ghana before, where we get so used to being helped and we don't really give very much back. But when you watch native Ghanaians, they're really good at 5 cities here, 10 cities there, 20 cities there. And it means that when they need help, everybody comes running. So it's the culture. But don't make yourself bankrupt. Just do it within reason and budget for it, plan for it. You're going to have to do that.
I think the problem for men coming from overseas is that it's hard to persuade the family that you just don't have the money.
Yes.
They just assume that because you have access to, hard currency from outside, that you can always pay.
Absolutely.
So what do you do in that situation?
I think you just have to be honest and solid. I had a neighbour somewhere I lived, a woman I'd never seen before, come into my house, tell me how her daughter had a massive fit and was now in hospital. And it was really, really sad, but I had to say to her, I know there's quite a lot of people in your house. Have you asked any of them to help you? And she said no. And I said, I think you need to start from there. I didn't know her story. I didn't know her. And sometimes you just got to go with your gut. You've just got to go with your gut. On a different day, a different person, I may have been persuaded. But really, it was a bit too much. But if it's your family, you can make judgments. I've got members of family that I give cloth to or a bit of money to every time. There are younger members I don't. And they expect it, and I tell them no. So just know that if you've married in, these are also assessments you need to make perhaps before you get married. Is it a grabbalicious family that you're going into? Or is this, somewhere where actually you can be yourself and be honest?
So men, be warned.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end. That's fantastic. Don't forget to like the video, leave your comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe And remember also to share the video. We've got a lot more coming up, and we will see you in Ghana next time.